it's Justin with Define Audio Video. We're going to talk about repair or replace. So we got dozens and dozens and dozens of calls about this very topic after we did the REL high pass video and after we shot some of the T7 and T9 repair videos. People from all over the country calling us about this very thing, so we thought it was important enough to bring it up in a video. We're trying not to shoot just videos about other videos. We're just covering this particular topic, and then in closing we'll kind of do a comparison between the new versus the old. Maybe that will help sway your decision on the repair versus replace. So what does all this mean? So am I going to answer your question? Probably not, but I'm going to help. So if you want to service your T series or S series subwoofer, and we're just going to talk about REL at this point, but this particular equation applies to anything. So if you want to cross into should I repair it, should I replace it, it's a simple equation of cost. The closer you get to half the value of purchasing a new device, I would say that should weigh heavily toward just replacing the device. And there's several factors, form factors as to why. Just the back plate of a T9, or let's just say T series, keep it generic, of a T series or S series, just the back plate repair process is anywhere from $450 to about $900, and that just depends and varies on what sub. Now, as you start going into the S series, all of that equation changes, and you're going to be even more than that, more expensive, and that kind of starts creeping into should I repair it or should I replace it? So that's number one. That's just the back plate. That's not even including the driver, if the driver goes. So a lot of times when these back plates go out, it can pop the driver, or if you get a surge that blasts the back plate, then it'll pop the driver. That's another $300 to $500. Now you're well over the $1,000 mark. So that's what I'm saying, is as you start crossing that $1,000 threshold in a T-Series repair, you may want to consider really taking a close look at the new X Series or the Special Edition X Series and the cool colors and all those fun things. Now, that's not including the service fee, packing it, shipping it, getting it sent off, getting it tested. You want to get your driver tested with your local repair center, or you can do it yourself. There's a cool video online about that. That's not including any of that. That's what I'm saying, is anytime you start getting over that $1,000 threshold, then highly consider doing a replacement. But here's the caveat to this. This is the question that I get hit with all the time. Justin, I have a stereo pair. What am I going to do with the other one? The X doesn't look like the I, or the X doesn't look like the standard 9 series. And you're right, it doesn't. However, your working unit has value. It has an open resale market. You put on Facebook Marketplace, maybe work out a trade deal with your local audio shop. There's all kinds of fun ways to cross that bridge where you can recoup some of that investment, but it's still going to be cheaper in most cases than repairing something that's over a decade old. Yes, I said it. These are over 10, if it's a 9, it can be 15 years old. If it's an I, then it's about 10 years old. That's what I'm saying, is these are older. They're not going to last forever. Even if you have the stereo pair, what happens if you get this one repaired and then you hook it up and this one's all fresh, ready to go, and a flame-throwing dragon that it should be, and then now you notice your other one's quieter? So that's what I'm saying, is you may not be out of the woods just because you have a matching set. Now, with that being said, because I didn't answer your question, but I'm still going to try not to, but answer your question, is again, if use that ratio, if it's anything over 50% of what a brand new unit would cost, highly consider replacing it, because the newer version, REL is one of the few companies that likes to take the new version, the old version, and they take them apart and they hot rod them and they say, hey, how can we build a better client experience for you? How do we build a better product? I love it because I'm a hot rod guy. I like souping things up. I like, popping the hood and adding a supercharger and all these fun stuff to cars and things like that. That's exactly what REL Acoustics does. So why wouldn't you want to buy the new one? Well, Justin, the new one's going to cost more. Well, yes and no. Go back to that original equation. Go back to that $1,000 price point and say, man, $1,000, I'm just a few hundred shy of getting a T7X or a T9X. So that's the thing. So that's, it kind of boils down to, does it make sense? One of the main problems with the 9 in the I series is the coat, the finish. The finish was the lacquer was a lot thinner than the newer models. The amplifier ran hotter than the newer models. The driver was heavier on the older versus the newer, meaning this driver moves faster. The X is bigger in every way, shape, and form. But Justin and I looked at the specs, and the specs look the same. Well, yes, the 300 to 600 watt spec does look the same. However, they've modified this amplifier to have higher output at lower volume, meaning you need half the throttle of an X series versus what you were using on your 9 or your 9i, meaning he's happier, he's cooler, he's faster, and it's gonna last longer because you're not pushing it as hard. Or if you want to push it harder, you can, because you have more gas pedal there. That's the thing. It's bigger, faster, better in every way, shape, or form. Even though this guy's taller, this guy's squatty and low to the ground, he's like me. He's tactical. So he's deeper and he's wider. All kinds of fun things about it, meaning the driver is closer to the ground in this situation, so it digs into that lower register for your movies or your music easier and more efficiently than your 9 does. So, but Justin, I thought this was a repair or replace video. Well, it kind of is, and I'm being devil's advocate here. Well, you're just trying to sell me a new subwoofer, Justin. Yes, absolutely. No, REL is trying to sell you a new subwoofer because, again, as nice as they are to service components that are 12 to 15 years old, eventually that's going to stop. So most manufacturers are going to not do those things. I'm not saying I have a crystal ball or that I know something. I'm just saying that anything that's over a decade and a half old gets long in the tooth, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to kind of repair and replace and do those things. The back plates on a T9 and a T9X are completely different shapes. That's the thing. And so it becomes actually more costly for the manufacturer to start repairing these things than it does just to build a new toy. So rule number 1, if it's over 50% of what your new one will cost, then you may want to look at a new one. Number 2, talk to your local audio shop about maybe doing a trade-in deal. Well, why would they want my broke stuff, Justin? Well, if you have one that's not broken and you have one that's broken, there are a lot of folks out there that want to do maybe a cabinet replacement because, say, your cabinet's not scratched and theirs is beat to heck. That's the other thing, is if yours is in good shape, the parts are still worth something. Everything is still worth something. Now, don't get it twisty. This is not a vintage Macintosh or D'Agostino or Krell or Carver amplifier or a pair of older Aidas or Bowers & Wilkins 800 series. This is not this. That's not this thing. This thing will never go up in value. Meaning, if you've already spent $1,300 on it 10 years ago and it's lasted that long, I mean, good grief. Most things don't last that long in modern day. So, with that being said, fix or replace or repair, I don't know. I can't answer that for you. You're the one that has the wallet. You're the one that's going to spend the money. But use that equation. Put it on the table yourself. Look at what you paid for this guy originally, and then add the repair cost to it and see where that gets you. Maybe it gets you an S510 territory. Maybe it gets you an S812 territory. And do you want to really invest something in something that's already that much older? This is not a 1970 C100 or pickup truck. It's what I'm saying. It's never going to go up. There's not going to be a heritage cult classic following, and that's nothing against the component that we're talking about here. It's just the way electronics work. However, there's a very good, healthy market for used REL because there's a lot of people that haven't tried it yet. There's a lot of people that want to kind of tiptoe into the water and just make sure before they go all in, they'd rather spend a few $100 than $1,000 or more. So That market is incredibly healthy. These are still fun toys. There's nothing wrong with them. And there's still, you should seriously consider going into the new territory again. So didn't answer your question, but I get these questions all the time, so I figured, hey, maybe this would answer your question. But just do the math, do the ratio, compare one to the other. If you have a stereo pair, well, then that makes the equation sweeter because you have one that's working. Just make sure, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to repair one and then the repaired one is louder than your older one, because now you're in the same equation. You've spent double that. So that's what you don't want to do. So what does this video mean? Absolutely nothing. No. What it means is we want to answer all the questions that we can, however we can for you. We get a lot of repair questions. We get a lot of should I or shouldn't I questions. In most cases, a lot of folks are opting to jump into a new toy, which is, again, bigger, better, faster, leaps tall buildings in a single bound, that type of thing. So, like or subscribe, please. For the love of all that is holy, we see videos that have 1,000+ views. I know in some cases that's not a lot, but it's easy to hit the subscribe button. It is. Just hit it. It's right there at the bottom. Hit the subscribe button and tell us how we're doing. Questions and comments. You guys have been great with that, but you're still not subscribing. We have lots of fun things to talk about. So, like or subscribe. On YouTube, we have a Facebook forum. You can call us. Yes, we are real people. 281-296-6600. You can reach out to us in any way, shape, or form. We're happy to talk. We're happy to help you repair or replace. Just depends on how you want to do it and how we help cross that bridge. So, over and out. This is Justin with Define Audio Video. 281-296-6600. See you in a bit.
Like or subscribe on YouTube. Define Audio Video, your one-stop audio video shop. Please give us a call, 281-296-6600. Audio, video, lifestyle, Define Audio Video. See you in a bit.